global happenings today. We communicate, we analyze global news. Stay tuned.
Hello beautiful people, welcome back to our channel. Right now it's getting clearer. Top politicians are raising alarm over what is going on in their various communities and how politicians are beginning to make average Nigerians to literally beg, cry. We're going to give you full details as one of our very own have decided to raise alarm, crying out, raising alarm over what is going on at the grassroots level. This is no longer politics. It has gone beyond politics. Let's dive into the news report to find out what it is it's saying and how it's calling on all well-meaning Nigerians to honestly and all honesty to rise now. Before we go into the news report, please subscribe to our channel. Now, according to Ikenga, a federal lawmaker has raised alarm over the alleged mismanagement of funds meant for local government development in the north and south areas of his constituency. Speaking during a visit to affected communities, Ugochinyere expressed concern that despite the huge sums allocated monthly, residents still lack basic amenities. He said local government officials were living outside their areas, abandoning the people they were elected to serve. Now, the local government people are living in Owerri. If local governments are living in Owerri, the local government chairmen are living in Owerri, how do the people there survive? He asked. The lawmaker revealed that he had personally set up an emergency fund to assist victims of terrorist attacks in communities. Our target is to raise 50 million naira to support these families, and by God's grace, before the next 4-5 days, we will cross that mark, he stated. And according to him, some victims included children who lost their parents and others who suffered serious injuries. Even the 5 million naira we depose to them is not enough. A child that is 1 year they shot on one leg, the mother and the father were also brought down. He recounted. Ugochinyere accused the local government of failing to provide essential services. Despite receiving large monthly allocations, North and South that received 400 million naira plus every 30 days. They must feel the impact of that resources. It's a must, he said. The lawmaker complained about the lack of clean water, electricity, and even functional schools in many communities. Our schools has collapsed. I'm on the street every day sinking water bore, doing transformers, doing schools, he said. On the security situation, he painted a grim picture of fear and displacement. If they pass, people run into the bush, he said, describing how residents flee when attackers approach. He warned that the combination of insecurity, erosion, and road collapse pose an existential threat to the region. We are in danger, at the verge of extinction. We can't sleep with 2 eyes closed. He stressed. The lawmaker demanded accountability from local government officials. The world must know my people receive 400 million naira every month, but they don't have any sign of it. It has gotten to a point that we can no longer take it, he said. He urged local government chairmen to live among their people and use public funds for public good. You have no business living away. You visit like a visitor. You run away to where your so-called and your family are, leaving the people to insecurity. My goodness, how did we get here? Now, for some of us who do not know where Ugochinyere is from, he's from Imo State. He's an honorable member representing ideato North and South. And he's telling everyone who gets to listen that Southeast has entered. And the fact that erosion is biting, insecurity. Now, people now run when they hear them coming. Who are the them? My colleague is in the house. When it started, it was as if it was only the north. Now it has entered the south. It has entered the southeast, where they are now screaming. The likes of Soludo screamed that is no longer Fulani herdsmen that is doing this thing. It is them, we. What's your take on this latest outcry from Ikenga Ogochinyere?
Well, unfortunately, this is one reality that is staring at the faces of the people of that constituency, and it must be addressed. Now, first of all, it's important for us to make certain clarification. Tinubu cannot go down there to fix the issue because money has been dispensed into the hands of the governor. And I feel it's the duty of the governor of the state. One of the things that bothers my mind so much is the fact that Nigerian politicians play politics too much. We play politics as though the essence of democracy is just politicking. There is a season for politics. There is a season that is meant for governance. And that governance you're engaging in, you're going to be accountable for it. Now, I know that he also have a lot to do in other local government, but specifically those who have the position of chairman of those local government, they should be held accountable. The likes of the governor of the state, forget about whatever boaha you have with Ogochinyere, political separations that you guys have and all of that, and call the chairman of that local government to come and account for the security vote that has been extended to him, what he has been doing. And it shouldn't just be in a closet, make it public, because that is how one can trust if truly you gave them those monies. I could still remember when Fubara was on board as the governor of Rivers State, that those who were caretaker committee, who were caretaker chairman of the local government, on a daily basis, he keep mandating them, instructing them to ensure that the dividend of democracy gets to the grassroots. Everybody should feel it. And we saw situations where they will organize that particular time, that they'll pick up a particular date, and where they will openly empower the people. And you see the people walking away. Subsequently, you're going to see videos of visits to those people to see how progressional their businesses have been, what their life looked like after the empowerment. And he made sure that was happening. There was a time that one of the local government caretaker committee chairman did not do what he was supposed to do. He was kicked out of office. Another person was brought in. Why? Because the money does not belong to the politician. The money belongs to the people. You have been employed. Just imagine putting yourself in that shoes. You've been employed to work in a particular organization, and you are failing in your responsibility in the name of I don't want to please the people out there and all of that. It's absolutely wrong. You were employed by the people. Nobody forced it on you. You said, I have the capacity to perform. Look at what is going on in Ideato North to South constituency. It's disturbing. And I feel also that the governor himself need to walk into the case and see how he can restore sanity back. Most of those boys who are engaged in all these insecurity cases, some of them have a good reason to do it. But I think at one point or the other, as much as you are using security forces to fight them, you bring them to book. Do what we call empowerment, reaching out to them and having commitment from them that they will allow the communities to be in peace. Do all within your power to ensure that the local government chairman, one of the key agreement that they must sign with the state governor should be that they are going to stay in their domain. Because if, for example, they stay in their domain and there's this widespread insecurity coming against them, they will start forming vigilantes, empowering them, making sure that police presence is felt in those communities. But in as much as they, unfortunately, they are not even accountable to anybody, they are out there hanging out in Owerri and all of that, enjoying their lives, and nobody's questioning them. What do you expect? What makes up a state, as much as we know, is actually the people. If the people are not there, you will not be employed there. So I think that it is the responsibility of the governor at this point. Please, let's forget about politicking. Governance is most important. Reach out as much as you can. It is your domain. These are the things that people will keep in stock for you in tomorrow. If people end up losing their lives like that tomorrow, you now start telling the people, please forgive me. It was the frailty of leadership. That's the human weakness side of leadership. It doesn't make any sense. When you have an opportunity to lead the people, make sure that you take it as a responsibility. That's all I can say as of now.
All right, let's go wrap it up. Let's meet in our comment section. What's your take? Do have a nice time. God bless you.